Okay, can you see me? Okay, so I'm popped on early for today's live, which is all about how a health coach can help you. So let me just play around with this a moment. Yay, okay. Let me get comfy, juicy and comfy here. I have my my Rooibos yogi tea, and I'm just going to give you a few minutes for people to join us whilst I get comfy cozy as well. Okay, I've chosen a room where I can have the most quiet, no distractions, but even in this room I can hear the outside of the construction work. So let's see who is joining in. Oh, this is actually like the first time I'm actually going on YouTube live. I do so much on YouTube. I've posted so many videos on YouTube over the last 5 or so years, but I just, during the lockdown, I just cleared my whole YouTube videos and put everything into archive, and then just like had like all my up-to-date ones. And now I'm doing this YouTube live, and I am loving it because it just means that I'm really excited about getting this chance to, sorry, I'm doing something terrible with my technology, gets a chance to really reach out to you guys and answer things that come up immediately. So, okay, we're just going into 11 o'clock, so it's promised to start at 11 o'clock. So, today I'm going to be sharing more about health coaching and how it can help you. So I have actually listed some questions down. I've got some notes here that I've basically been asking my clients what they would need to know. And I've posted in a few areas about what would be of interest. And I've been making notes of what people generally ask me when they're considering taking a health coach. So I'm going to run through these as well so that we stay on track. I aim to be on here for around 30 minutes today, and I will make sure that this is available afterwards. And obviously, if you are seeing this after and it's part of the replay, then do just leave any comments that you have, any questions that you have. Leave them and I'll still make sure that I reply to you anyway, and plus it will also give me inspiration on other things that I should do on all the other future YouTube lives, since I am planning to do at least one a week. So anything you want to know on this topic, then let me know. So the first thing I want to say is that one of the main things I want to address in teaching you about what health coaching is about if you are seeing that you have a health goal that you want to address, for example, you're feeling like most of my clients, overweight, not good in your body, in the body size, you just know that you're carrying a little bit too much weight than you want. Maybe you've got some cognitive function that needs improving, so like memory issues is a really key one that's shown up with a lot of my clients. Or energy. Energy is one of the biggest things that my clients are dealing with. Lack of energy, constant fatigue, sleep issues, insomnia. These are things. If you've got an issue around any of these areas or more, and you do not feel 100% confident that whatever strategy you're using to overcome this is going to work, then you need to know about health coaching. And this is what I really want to support you with in making sure that you know more about health coaching today. So if you're just joining, welcome. It doesn't really show me, I can't really see who's joining, but I have got the live chat here and I will be answering any questions that you post throughout. So great. So firstly, I want to share with you a little bit about me. So my name is 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐼𝐶. I'm a health coach. I'm a certified health coach. I studied with the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which is the largest nutrition school in the world. I've been doing health coaching now for the best part of 10 years. The reason I got into health coaching myself was because I spent over 10 years in the corporate career. I was all, as they say in Asia, gung-ho, which basically means that I had all of this energy and all of this determination to get things done. And what that led me to was my first burnout. So those of you that are not familiar with burnout, what that means is if you imagine that you had a car And at one day, it's like the engine just broke down and it just wouldn't go. That's essentially what happened in my body. There are lots of symptoms of burnout, like a poor immune system, so always getting sick, just not having any energy or any motivation, memory issues. These are all signs of burnout. So when I had my first burnout, then I went looking for help, and I had already tried to exercise a lot to try to lose weight. And at this point, I just could see that I was not eating all the right things, but I was doing the best that I can. I was watching my calories, and then I started watching my macronutrients, my fats and my proteins. I got a personal trainer, and then I started looking for more answers, and I realized that there was a huge bit that I could do around nutrition. And there was a whole area around nutrition that I didn't understand or know about, which was this concept that food was also medicine, and I could use the food to heal my body, and not from a way of controlling how much of it I ate to monitor the calories so I could lose weight, but using it as information to heal the body. That was a mind blow for me, and that led me into learning about nutrition, and I then decided to take a certification to become a qualified health coach. And through that, I very, very fast was able to take on clients, and I built my health coaching practice within 6 months, because I already had an established client base that I was working within my consultancy business, or I was hired then, so I wasn't self-employed. But I had already these people I was surrounded by people that was experiencing burnout in my work. My current clients, my colleagues, they all became my new clients that I was coaching. But then I realized that they needed more help. So I actually decided to open up an organic restaurant. And in opening the restaurant, I opened in the central business district of Singapore. So I had like a plethora. I was surrounded by people that were, in like the top marketing agencies or advertising agencies, in marketing, in tech, in banks, in investment companies, lawyers. I was surrounded by all of these top professionals that were exhausted and really needing my help. And in opening the restaurant, I knew that I could support them in giving them nutritional information, as well as putting the foods in front of them that they needed to eat every single day, so they could see what those meals look like. But unfortunately for me, what that led me to was my second burnout, because I still hadn't fine-tuned enough within myself the habits that were sabotaging me, that were still leading me to suffer from burnout. Let me just put this here. And so within that, I got the opportunity to go much deeper than nutrition, to really, take myself on that journey of healing. I traveled all over the world, and I then started to work with more indigenous people. I started to explore plant-based medicine, and I started to look at our ancestral history and what we used to do to heal our bodies and be balanced and healthy, and really know how to, what we call now biohacking. I really learned how to incorporate these into everyday living, and in a way that was much more sustainable. So that's what led me to really understanding that if I was going to help people, I needed to improve my energy to the next level, so that I could really find ways to become a health coach that wasn't just looking at how good are you on the outside, how do you look on the outside, and not really healing anything on the inside. So that was my journey, and that was me. So, okay, so now I want to talk to you about what health coaching is not. So many of the people that come to me as my clients, I realize that by the time that they come to me, they've actually tried multiple things and it's not worked. And I think it's a little bit about like my approach, which is really about, getting really deep and getting to the root cause of what your health issues around. I think that's really one of the reasons why I have so much success, because I'm not willing to work on surface level stuff with my clients. If you want that sort of approach, then yeah, I'm not the person, because I'm really the person that really gives you the truth, the honest answer, and is really action and solution orientated. And I think a lot of that comes from my corporate background and, having very high sales targets, and really knowing that it doesn't work unless you're about getting outcomes. Everyone can talk about what they can do, but who's actually getting the outcomes, right? And so that is the approach that I use. So what health coaching is not, is it's not about therapy. So let me explain the difference between a health coach and a therapist. So when you go to a therapist is a lot about talking through the problems that you have. So if you want to go to someone and you just want to talk about all the problems, all the pains, all the issues that you have, the reason why, you know, please don't take this the wrong way, but the reason why you're the victim and that why everything is happening to you and not for you, then that is not the right approach for health coaching. You know, I personally was born into this world in adversity. You know, the people that work really closely with me, know me really well, know that I didn't have it easy in life. Like you know, by the age of 30, I felt like I'd lived 3 lives because I had been through so much adversity. And every single time I found adversity, I found a way to overcome it. I was like, well, you know, I can either sing through this and die and talk about how terrible this is, which makes me feel worse, or I can find a way to get out of this and up-level myself and get myself to the next stage. And it's in that practice of up-leveling myself that I am here today, knowing that there isn't a problem that comes to me in life that I don't feel that I can overcome. I'm not being big-headed, but by the time I had sold my restaurant, I realized that there is nothing, like literally nothing that I can't overcome if I've overcome all of this. And it's that mindset that I have, and it's that mindset that when I'm coaching with people, I know that we can talk about all the things that have gone wrong, and at some point we need to cover that so that we can see what was the key learns from that. But therapy is really about you just wanting to stay stuck in the past and talking about the past. And even therapists that I know now, the really good therapists that I know and I've worked with as well, like that have supported my clients, they are already starting to admit that it doesn't work just talking about the past. That just makes you feel worse. What happens is, okay, that's happened. What were the learns from that? Now, what is the action moving forward? Health coaching is about moving forward. So in therapy, honestly, that kind of takes the assumption that you are broken and we need to fix you. When I look at my clients, I see the light in every single individual. And I'm like, I see the light in you. Do you see the light in you? And I'm going to help you to know that you are already good, but my role is to get you from good to amazing, because that's who you really are. So it's not therapy. It's not personal training. Now, look, when I work with clients, and I have programs like the Soulful program, which is a full 30-day transformation. And in that, I also include movement, because it's super important for me to understand that personal training is great at looking at the physical body and getting your physical body to work better. So a great personal trainer will look at, you know, your body type, and they will look at how your body moves, how it flows, and they will also understand behavioral patterns, interests, and work with you to kind of find the best functional movement patterns for you. I already give that to my clients. Every client that works with me, I already assess what are they doing to move their body every day. I tell all of my clients not to look at exercise, because that has this certain association that you need to burn yourself out by doing all these high intensity workouts or long periods of exercise. And that is not the best method for what most of them want, which is fat loss. So personal training is purely to work on the physical. And I get it. Great personal trainers nowadays, they understand the power of nutrition, so they will implement some of that in, but that's not their specialism, right? Their specialism is about your physical body. When I look at health coaching, I'm looking at your physical, mental, emotional, and your spiritual well-being. I'm not just looking at the physical. Making you look beautiful on the outside is just one approach. But the truth is, for you to have long-term, sustainable, realistic actions that actually work and get you the outcomes that you want, you've got to work on the inside. You can't just focus on the outside. I've done that. I've just tried to work on the outside and gone, you know, if I eat a little bit less, if I exercise a little bit more, then maybe I'm going to get the results. But the truth is that just doesn't work. You have to go deep. You have to go in yourself. And that's why personal training is great for people that need support on the physical body. Like you don't even know how to do proper squats without getting injured. You can't do lunges without your knees, you know, like going lopsided. You know, all of this is super important, but it only works on one element. So health coaching is not personal training. Now, let's talk about going to a doctor. This is obviously a real key area where most people go to for support with their health. Let me tell you this, when we say that food is information to the body, food is medicine or poison, depending on your body, because everyone is so unique, and what your body sees as that food. Now, a doctor is a fantastic, there's such a great role in society for doctors, but you have to understand that when the doctor studies medicine, they study for an average 7 years, okay? And they, in that 7 years, study 7 hours of nutrition. So when most people go to a doctor for help with something that's wrong with their diet, or also that nutritional support, or they have a health issue and food could heal them to overcome that health issue, but they go to their doctors for support. That's like going for a car mechanic for heart surgery and saying, but I thought you could fix things. And that's what I see is the problem when it comes to looking at the doctor as someone that should be able to fix all of your health ailments. That's not what a doctor's trained to do. Doctors are trained to look at the symptoms that you have and the best pharmaceutical drug for that. That's the training, that's what it helps you to do. And you have to understand that some pharmaceutical drug, so let's take it for right now, there is a virus going around. And if you know how viruses, if you really studied, I mean, I spend 2 hours every day on self-studying around the top research papers that are out there. And when you study what a virus is, what bacteria is, how the body works against this, you will know that there are things that can really support your body's immune system to be able to fight anything that comes your way. And that's why people like me that have done these studies, that have researched, that have followed these top research papers, we're not scared about viruses. We're any virus, whatever comes, we're not scared about it because we trust it in our bodies. Now, when you look at all of these things, you understand that there are nutrients that support this, such as vitamin D, that really is there to support the body's immune system. But you also know that you can't paint vitamin D. You can't paint the sun's energy because it already exists and you can't paint in it. So when you can't paint something, you can't make money from it, right? And the thing is, pharmaceutical drugs are given to doctors, and therefore, when you're given a prescription, unfortunately, if you make a lot of money from recommending certain pharmaceutical drugs, then you're not necessarily going to recommend vitamin C, vitamin D, using the sun, using all these things, right? So what we have to understand is when you go to a doctor, it's not necessarily to get the best thing that's right for you. It's to get the best thing that's available, yeah, based on your symptom. And it's not also about getting to the root cause. So you might be having headaches. I can give you a prescription, and that means that you can keep on getting this particular drug that helps with your headaches. Or I can start looking at, why do you have these headaches? Why do you consistently have these headaches? Why have you been suffering from these headaches from the last year? And how can we stop you from having the headaches so that you don't need this prescription drug? Or I can say, well, you can be on prescription drugs and you're going to need prescription drugs for the rest of your life in order to overcome this. I know which one I want, and I know which one feels really good for me, and I know where I want my clients to be. And so it's not to say that there isn't a place for doctors, but it's the place to say that you have to understand that, like every profession, the aim is to specialize in a certain area. And if you believe that medicine, that, you know, if you did at best 7 years ago, which, you know, if you studied for 7 years, then there's a certain amount of years that you need to practice that within your, you know, within your practice before you actually get up and running and, you know, experienced at dealing with the patient. So that's probably 10 years, right? So imagine how much the science of nutrition and health has evolved in the last 10 years. Do you understand how much science has evolved in the last 10 years around health? So you look at the age of your doctor. If your doctor was studying 7 years ago, then they need, okay, they're 7 years behind in terms of the latest science. If they've been practicing for 7 to 10 years after that, then look at how much behind they are on the latest information. And yes, some doctors do keep themselves up ahead of times, but the things that they were taught and specialized in isn't what we see today as what addresses the modern day illness that the average person is suffering from today. The things that people were suffering from 10 years ago isn't what the modern day person, with the use of technology, is suffering from today, and is not what they need. So it's not about, health coaching is not about being a doctor. But health coaches like myself, I work with all of the top doctors who not only trained in medicine, but also went on to study functional medicine, which is specifically where you are key to looking at the patient's root cause of their illness. So the way that you look at the medicine, the way that you look at the test results is very different. You're not just looking at the symptom of, okay, you keep on having this heart problem, or you keep on suffering from energy, or you keep on saying you're tired, or having these headaches, or you keep on saying you can't lose weight, and so this is the best drug for it. They're looking at, oh, how does this connect with what you told me about this? How does this connect with what you told me about your relationship with work? How does it tell me about, you know, the issue that you're having with this particular allergy that you have? Functional medicine is about looking at how those connect to the dot. And so those are the type of doctors that I work with. And when a client comes to me and I know that they need to run these tests, I'm only sending them to the doctor that I know that focuses on that. So they're saving so much time. Lastly, I want to say that health coaching is not about just being a nutritionist. So nutritionists, you know, also there's a great role in nutrition, but nutrition is also like a science. It's like a science of food. So when you look at food as science, you get drawn into, okay, well, the numbers of that. So how many grams of protein are in this meal? How many grams of carbohydrates do you now need to reduce? How many grams of fats do you need to have for your body to look this certain type? Now, I don't know about you and your approach to food, but I love food. And the idea that every single time I need to eat a meal, that I need to think about, at worst, the calories that are in this meal, or at best, how many grams of protein am I receiving from this meal? That's not how I want to live my life. That is not how I want to approach my meal. I don't want to go to restaurants with my friends and be sat looking at how many grams of protein are in my meal. So if you've approached that, if you've worked with a dietitian, if you've worked with a nutritionist, and you've now become an expert in how many grams of protein are in your meal, great, but maybe the health goal that you have is not going to be attained in the long term or achieved this year by looking at that approach. So I hope it's becoming really clear to you what health coaching is not, and therefore what health coaching is. Health coaching is about looking at a holistic, bigger picture view of your health, looking at every single thing that's impacting your health, from the food that you eat, to the way that you move your body, to the relationships that are influencing you, to the ways that you're sabotaging yourself, to the way that you feel about your job, how fulfilled you feel. Is it fulfilling your life purpose? Do you feel enjoyment? To the ways that you sabotage to yourself, to the ways that you have self-care practices and self-love, where you believe that you truly deserve to achieve this health goal. You deserve full health. You deserve optimal health. Health coaching is really about looking at all of those things. Health coaching is about working with you and looking at what is your lifestyle right now, and how is that lifestyle day to day supporting you achieve those health goals. And when they're not, giving you the right, actionable, realistic, and sustainable small steps that keep you on track. So when I work with my client, I always say to them, okay, this is the goal that you have. We're not going to spend every session just talking about what went wrong, with no timeline for achieving that goal, with no outcome, no accountability, counting all the science, counting all the calories, just working on the outside and not going deep and, going past the surface. I'm going, this is the outcome that you have. This is like me showing you a jigsaw puzzle. And on the jigsaw puzzle, I show you the outside of the cover and I show you the image of what you're trying to achieve. And you might not even be able to see that image, because you might not even be able to imagine, visualize what that image looks like, to feel that amazing, to see what your body can look like, to know. You may not have experienced it. A lot of my clients, they've not have experienced full optimum health, the energy that I have. Like, they may not have even felt that before. So it's like when I show them the jigsaw puzzle at the end, and then what I say is, so you've got all the pieces already. You know, all the information that I know, you can Google it. But what you don't know is, for your body, is how to put all of those pieces together in the right way to get that jigsaw puzzle. So it's like, you know, when you get a jigsaw puzzle and someone just empties out the box and all the pieces are everywhere, that's what most of my clients have when they come to me. And then what I do is I go, okay, well, what's the easy step first? The low-hanging fruit. And the low-hanging fruit is like the corners of the jigsaw puzzle. It's like you get the corner pieces because it's really obvious where they go. And then we go, right, we've got the corners, done. Now, next session, let's start working on the outer frame. So then we start putting together the outer frame. Then they're like, yay, I feel amazing. Now they've got energy, they've got more clarity. They see the direction that we're going in. They understand, okay, now I'm on the right track. And then from there, we're able to go into the inner pieces. Now, with the inner pieces, then we're able to go, okay, right, now I get it. Now I see that I'm putting together all the right pieces of your puzzle. So, guys, if you have any questions, please do make sure that you just pop them here. I can see things popping up here. Okay, that's great. So at the end, they basically have this finalized jigsaw puzzle that they at one point didn't even know how they were going to get to this end image, this end feeling that they'd never felt before. But piece by piece, we put together the right pieces of the puzzle. And at the end, they're just looking back going, I can't believe who I am, how far I've come, and what I am today. And that is the lifestyle support that you get when you are working with a health coach. Now, different health coaches, just so you know, focus on different things. I have friends that are health coaches that focus on parenting. I have health coaches that I know that have worked with cancer patients and focused on that. I particularly focus on individuals that have time constraints, that are lacking energy, and they just want to get results. Most of my clients, they come to me, they're like, I am prepared to do what you tell me to do to get the results. They're not coming to me wanting to go, okay, we'll just talk about it, but I'm not really gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, Alika. They're like, Alika, I don't know what to do. I've tried this, I know this doesn't work, and I know you are like results orientated. Please just tell me what to do. I will do it, and let's just do that. That are the people that work with me. So they have very little time, yeah, but they know that if given the right piece of information, that they know that they will take on that action and they get results. And they're also people that they know that health is much more than just on the outside. Because what I'm not about working just on the surface level. Oh, I want to look good naked. We all want to look good naked, but they want to go deep. So what I'm working with them on the physical, the mental, mindset is everything, emotional, and the spiritual well-being. Spirituality, just so you know what that means to me, is it's not just sat in a temple going, everything is perfect. No, spirituality is knowing that there's something beyond what we can see and feel that's driving us. Knowing that in your deepest, darkest moments, that somewhere you found the light and you found a way to get through that. Knowing that when you are at the dark, if you are right now in that part of your life where you feel like, well, it doesn't get worse than this. Knowing that if you know that actually that means that after the dark is when the light happens. So you know that it can only go upwards from there. But you also know that you need somebody that can see your blind spots, because if you could see them, If you were able to get out of that place, you would have done it already. And so knowing that every single person that's successful in anything that they've achieved in life, they will always tell you that they never got there without the help of somebody else. There was a mentor, a coach. I mean, look at the people that originally used coaches, right? They were professional athletes. They were celebrities. They already knew that they were good, but they knew that to be amazing, to be the top in their field, to be the best in their bodies, to be the best at what they did, they needed to hire somebody that could see the bits that they couldn't see, that could guide them in the right ways that they couldn't, that if they took those actions, they would be amazing. Those are the people that really get that coaching is really there to get support. And those are the people that I love coaching. So if you understand that there is no one diet that's suitable for everybody, and that there is a way that your body is designed that is unique to you, that isn't the same as your best friend, isn't the same as your colleague, not even the same as your personal trainer or your nutritionist. And so by following generic advice and not having somebody that you are through an energy exchange, paying for them to solely work on what is it that your body needs, what is it that your lifestyle needs to make sure that you can get those results. Those people that understand the power of customization, that knowing that you need a personalized plan, you need somebody that is on your side, that's literally out to make sure that you achieve your goals. That's what really good health coaching is around. And that's what you can, I mean, that's definitely my approach to health coaching. And that's why people get results with me. So it's not about hand-holding. It's about making sure that you are accountable, but making sure that you get personalized advice, the knowledge and the wisdom. Like I'm literally transforming hours. I spend 2 hours every day on self-tuition, hours and hours and hours of research, reading, practicing on myself. Like I've studied 56 dietary theories. I've tested them all on my body. I've done everything: keto, paleo, fasting. I've fasted for 11 days, right? I don't recommend that to everyone, but I'm just saying these are all the things that I had to do. I've worked with so many people from every single part of the world. Like I have been in the jungles of Costa Rica doing plant medicine, to with Aborigines in Australia, to, you know, in the beautiful beaches on Thailand, learning everything about what it really takes for the body, genetically, ancestrally, evolutionary, biologically, to really be in optimal health. And all of that information I transform into those small pieces of the jigsaw puzzle for my clients. So I know that they're not going to get that themselves when they just go in for a doctor and go, fix me. Or when they go and work with a nutritionist and go, give me a diet plan. They're not going to get that. So they're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars, and they're going to spend so many hours wasting their time rather than just getting the shortcut of personalized health plan by hiring me as a health coach. So I hope that that's given you guys some support and some clarity on, if you are really clear that this year you want to achieve those goals that you have for your health, and you know that health is our true wealth. You have nothing without your health. You can't look after your family. You can't be successful in your career. You know, you've got nothing. Who, all those friends, the friends that I used to have, the drinking companions that are there for you in the good times, where are they when you have no health? So if you understand that this year that you really need to achieve those goals, and you can't do something that you did before that didn't work, and you need to make sure that you have more accountability to stay on track, then I would highly recommend health coaching. And if you feel that I and my approach is the type of, support that's going to give you the outcome that you want, then, I'd love you to reach out to me. I really truly believe that health is our truth wealth. So, send me, you can write me a question on the comment below. I will make sure that I answer any questions that anyone has on those. You can send me an email also directly at 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐿𝐵.co. My website, where you can just see an overview of the type of online programs that I run, is at 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐵.co. My website is the best place to also just kind of get an overview. When it comes to one-on-one coaching, I don't take too many clients on, because I do have my online coaching programs for most people. So if somebody is interested in having direct one-on-one coaching with me, they do have to have an assessment with me first. but you can go to my website just to see the type of online programs that I have that take you from the very basics of cleaning up your gut, getting a really good, sustainable gut with a high immune system. That's the basics. Like I have a basic program, the Good Gut Guide, that does that for only $47, to cleaning up your pantry. I have that program, to a full transformation, the Soulful program. So I have all of that. You can see all of that at 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐬𝐭𝐞𝐝.co. But it's been lovely to share with you. And, you know, if you do have some ideas of other things that you'd like to share on these other YouTube lives, because I am looking to do this once a week now to make sure that you guys really have support this year, then, you know, feel free to leave those ideas as well in the comments below this video. All right, it's been lovely sharing with you. Take care and have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.